To get our visitors thinking about what the combination of Maine and Jewish might mean, we begin with two objects. This Hanukkah menorah in the shape of a moose was used for holiday celebrations at the Blaine House, the governor's home, when Angus King, his wife Mary Herman, and their family resided there. Beside it is a Yiddish edition of the classic anti-slavery novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, presented to Waterville's Beth Israel congregation by one of its members. To the right, as another welcoming feature, a mosaic of photographs represents Maine Jews from all parts of the state and in all different periods. Among them are a simple peddler from Biddeford, a Nobel Prize-winning scientist from Lewiston, and an astronaut from Caribou, who was part of the first all-female spacewalk. This wall, devoted to finding a home in Maine, looks at conditions in Europe and elsewhere that prompted a generation of Maine's Jews to immigrate here. Some items carried with them further reasons for choosing Maine, such as the pace of life and the state's natural beauty, and the far-flung places Maine's Jews have settled. In one corner is a wonderful installation by Portland-born artist Jo Israelson. She researched the history of House Island, Maine's former immigration station in Casco Bay. With these aprons, she honored members of the Portland Council of Jewish Women, who in the 1920s welcomed and assisted Jewish immigrants arriving in Maine. Here's a brief look at Maine Jewish summers. Through the decades, dozens of summer camps catered to Jewish young people, initially because other camps would not admit them. This wooden Popeye cutout from one of the boys' camps reminds campers to follow an important Jewish practice. Below, a trunk filled with ephemera from a popular camp in Oakland. For many years, Old Orchard Beach and its resort hotels attracted Jews from Maine and other parts of New England and Canada. Two exhibit cases are devoted to holidays that take place in the fall and spring. This one includes ram's horns, or shofars, used during the Jewish High Holy Days, as well as unique and traditional menorahs for Hanukkah. The case showcasing springtime holidays includes puppets and noisemakers for the lively holiday of Purim, and a disposable Seder plate used to serve homebound Portland area residents at Passover. A case devoted to life cycle events, such as bar and bat mitzvah ceremonies, is augmented by this display, which highlights weddings specifically. It features two beautiful ketubas, or marriage certificates, and this handmade dress from a 1912 wedding in Bangor. A freestanding structure on the opposite side of the gallery whets appetites by talking about Jewish food, introduces languages associated with Jewish religion and culture by incorporating audio elements, a Yiddish song, and a Hebrew poem about Maine, and prompts visitors to reflect on some of the values and pursuits that matter most in their lives and which help to form identity. Approximately 1/4 of the gallery space is devoted to synagogues throughout the state of Maine. Here are documents and artifacts from ones in Bangor, Old Orchard, Biddeford, and Gardner. In this large case, a Torah scroll is open to be read and is surrounded by beautiful silver and velvet ornaments. The centerpiece of this section is a handsome Art Deco Torah cabinet, or Ark, from the former Beth Abraham Synagogue in Auburn. In front of it, this panel includes a short film clip of a procession and Torah completion ceremony at Portland's Sharei Tefillah Synagogue in the 1950s. Nearby are photos of clergy currently serving Jewish communities throughout the state and an opportunity to listen to cantorial music. Here we showcase the Jewish Sabbath with candlesticks, challah covers, and spice boxes from the ceremony known as Havdalah, which serves as transition from the special seventh day to the rest of the week. One large panel discusses how Jews have been treated in Maine over 2 centuries, including obstacles to assimilation and acceptance, incidents of exclusion and anti-Semitic hostility, and leaders from within and without the Jewish community who have fought to break down barriers. The subject of making it in Maine, or how Maine's Jews have made a living, features a wall of business signs and object cases to represent, among others, itinerant peddlers, retailers, poultry processors, shoe manufacturers, doctors, lawyers, accountants, and educators. Posters and small objects, such as a World War II air raid warden's armband from Bangor and a USO guestbook from Portland, are part of the display on Maine Jews in government and in the military. A final section of the exhibit looks at community building and community outreach. It concludes with 2 key concepts in Judaism: righteous action, or tzedakah, represented by a collection of charity boxes, and the mandate to help repair the world, or tikkun olam. An interactive display invites visitors to indicate how they might hope to effect positive change in the world. 3 other elements augment the displays we've shown you. Flipbooks in several locations contain numerous additional images. Students at Colby College produced tablet presentations on topics that supplement the exhibition's core subjects. And 2 short videos are featured. One traces a New Yorker's journey to Aroostook County to learn more about his entrepreneurial great-grandparents, and the other showcases one of Maine's Jewish judges, who today naturalizes new Americans. For their help in creating Maine Plus Jewish 2 Centuries, we are indebted to a thoughtful advisory committee, a gifted designer, talented and resourceful museum staff members, more than 60 private and institutional lenders, colleagues at Colby College, and the many funders who helped to underwrite the costs of the exhibition. Here are our full acknowledgments.